Hello, I'm Juliet Megwe. Welcome back to my channel where I share with you how to make resin art, decor or functional pieces, and I try to share some tips here and there as we go along, including some of my DIY tips as you'll see in very many previous videos. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my videos. And if you've been here before, you will see this piece and wondering, why is it here? Check out the card above where I showed you how to demold from a cured metal tray, and we're going to use it to make a freeform bowl, a very pretty one. And don't forget also to check out the card above, because I also show you how to make a sun catcher using the other demolded piece. So we're going to use this piece, then we're going to use these mica powders, the light blue and the orange, and I'll show you why. We've not mixed our resin yet, so we'll need resin because we'll do that later and you'll see why. Of course, a face mask because of the fumes, and because we're going to be sanding, we need that face mask, and because we will use resin. And for sanding, we'll use a sander with a grit, 80 grit. So, and I'll tell you why that grit. What else do we need? I think for now, anything else, I'll show you as we go along. I love, look at it. That is the stained glass look that I was looking for. And yes, I can use this same piece the way it is to place something on, like perfumes or trinkets or jewelry on a surface or in the kitchen. But I wanted to share with you what else you can do with cured resin so that it's not, you don't feel it's a waste. If, for example, you can't use your piece as it is. The thing to note is that cured resin does not bond directly with new resin, the new resin that you've just mixed. So what do we do? What you need to do is that because it can't chemically bond, you need to mechanically bond, just like you would put glue to stick this to another resin piece or to something else. And so how do we mechanically bond it? One of the things to do is we need to sand it. You need to sand this surface lightly, and that's why you are using an 80 grit sander, so that it creates some grooves, but not enough to be too abrasive that the piece looks tacky. And so that's what we're going to do right now, and that's why the resin is not prepared. I'm going to show you how I'm just going to sand it, and then I come back. See how now it looks? We have sanded it, and that's why it has this rough look. On this side it's still nice and smooth. And remember, for this we're making a freeform bowl, and watch the card above. And so what are we doing? Why do we have this here? We have this here because I couldn't find a place I could mold that was the size I needed for this, and I didn't want to make it very free form, so that I do it when it's a little drier, so where I just use this only, because remember, we need the clear resin to adhere to this mechanically, so it needed to be flowing. So unlike most freeform, where people use the one that has cured a little, mixed and stayed a little, I'm using the one that's really freeform. We are also going to use these beads at the edges of this ball because we've already used beads here. I don't want to use something else like crystals or crushed glass, which you can, so that I'm not doing too much already. There's already too much going on, so I want to use something similar. And because it is hard to keep this down, I think I'm going to put the beads first. The resin first, then I put the beads so that the resin holds this down. Let's take this off. Okay. All right. For the middle part, I'm going to put some of the clear resin, and yes, it has bubbles, but because it's going to have a glass look, blown glass look, we will try not to worry too much about too many bubbles. But let me just remove this and I'll show you why I'm doing this first. Because now I'm going to place this here in the middle. I need it to go wide but not too wide. And I don't want it to leave a big bubble under. And so I'm going to place this here like that. And I'm going to try and remove the bubbles under. There'll be a few, which is okay. And remember, I don't want resin to touch this on top because the top is finished. Okay. All right, that looks good. And then now I'm going to alternate. This is our orange color. I'm going to put streaks of it. And I'm going to do the same for the blue. And remember, I want to give it a stained glass look, so I don't want to put too much excess. And then, now I'm going to put the clear. I've put all the beads. Put all the beads. Try not to burn the paper so that it doesn't cling to the form. This is going to be a very thin side because I don't want it to come above this one. Alright, that's it for this one for now. We'll let it cure. Put a timer for 2 hours, then I come check because I don't want it to move much more. because it's thin. So I'll try to retain this shape for the finish, but to try to form this shape into a bowl. So I'll get back to you in 2 hours. We check how it is. I checked after 2 hours, and for my resin it took longer, and so it has been 5 hours. I think it's checking from the down, it's good enough to remove to make our freeform. The thing for mine that you'll notice, unlike other people, is that because I already have this hard part that is supposed to be the inside of the bowl, I'm going to put mine, this part lying down, not the other way around, because mostly you would put this under part and drape it down like this, but mine, I'm turning it upside down and draping it down like that, so that this is the inside of my freeform bowl. So let me get this out. Have this one down and this, and remember I didn't want mine to drip some more, and that's why it's also taken longer to get it out. So I'm just going to, and I'll show you with another one, because I don't want mine to touch. I've placed it like this and put cling film over so that it drips over and goes wide. So I'm just going to organize it, so we'll just wait for it to cure for a few more hours, then we can remove the wrap paper. Remove this paper. It has been 14 hours. I know that's long, but that's, I think, how much it felt safe to remove this. So I'm going to remove this one. Put this down. I'm going to remove this inside. Oh, that came out nice and easy, no hassle. Oh wow, wow, look at it. Look at it. I think now I'm going to remove this. Wow. I'm going to remove this and then turn it again the same way it was on the same container so that it fully cures. I don't want to, still soft a little soft touch. But look at it. So let it cure. Then I'll show you how it looks set up and styled. Oh wow, that is so pretty. I love how pretty this turned out. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my other videos. We'll keep trying this together, walking this walk together. God bless you. Barakatele. We'll see you next time.